Test. Hi guys, welcome to another Blender tutorial. If sound of this tutorial sucks, I'm sorry, but it's raining outside and I have bullshit microphone and PC. So today I'm gonna show you how you can create some cool simulations using rigid body and cell fraction. So I am in Blender. First go to the preferences on the edit right here, edit preferences, and on the add-on search for the cell fraction, okay, and just select this and save right here and close, because we're gonna need this. Now I'm gonna select this cube by the left click, X and delete, Shift A on the measure. I'm gonna add plane, S, and move the mouse to scale this plane, something like that. This is gonna be our ground. Shift A on the mesh, maybe I'm gonna choose sphere. You can choose whatever object you want. G, Z, and move the mouse up right here. Now we're gonna create this ball gonna collide with this plane. So select your object. I'm gonna select my sphere, go right here on the stop and choose rigid body. I'm gonna leave the active, okay. I'm gonna select my plane, my ground, go to the stop once again and choose rigid body and change this to passive. Fuck. If I'm gonna play the simulation, as you can see, our sphere collide with this ground, yes, with this plane. But how you can create more realistic like this collision? Just select your sphere and right here change for the mesh, because Blender gonna calculate the collision from this mesh, okay. And just change the ground too. Select the ground and right here change to the mesh. If I'm gonna play, the sphere gonna little bouncing, if that makes sense. You can play around with this stuff. Maybe on the next video we're gonna dive in more in this. Now what we wanna create, I wanna show you another stuff. So Shift A, and on the force field I'm gonna choose wind, and maybe I'm gonna increase the strength to 2000, and G, Z, move this around right here maybe, and rotate this just to have this impact on this sphere. And if I'm gonna play, this wind just have impact on this sphere as you can see. So you can play around with this stuff, okay, if you want to create some cool simulations or whatever. I'm gonna maybe scale this a little bit, so as move the mouse. Now select your sphere and on the object, on the quick effect right here, choose cell fraction. Now I'm gonna increase the noise because the randomness of these particles, like this sphere gonna explode when it's gonna collide with this plane. So I'm gonna increase the noise, maybe 0.5, why not. And on this stuff, this is just how many particles gonna when the collisions happen, how many particles gonna have. You get it. I'm gonna maybe choose 20 just to show you that my PC not gonna break. And I'm gonna name this collection right here, maybe collision, yes, and choose OK. And as you can see, Blender creates these 20 particles from this sphere, like gonna collide. Now we got these particles selected. Go to the object and on the rigid body choose add active right here. Now I'm gonna close this collection and I'm gonna choose my sphere, and we must dismiss this rigid body. So I'm gonna dismiss this rigid body, and if I'm gonna play the simulation, as you can see, this sphere breaks in 20 pieces, if that makes sense. And this wind just have the impact of this too. So you can play around with this stuff. You can create some explosions, some destructions. You can create some cool stuff with this. I don't know, asteroid or maybe something like that, okay, using this stuff. So this is basically the idea of this tutorial. Experiment, play around with this stuff, And yeah, maybe on the next tutorial, if I'm gonna have time, I'm gonna dive in more, we're gonna dive in more on these options. And yeah, thank you for watching, see you on the next video.